Hey guys, welcome to the Fight Tonight channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really want to get 2000 subscribers on my channel. You can support me by sending me a donation of $2. Thanks for supporting me, guys. The head of the Golden Boy Promotions promotion company, Oscar de la Hoya, called the reason why it is so difficult to organize a fight between his world-rank Garcia and WBA regular lightweight champion Gervonta Davis. There is one person who is really an obstacle, and he's not from my Weather Promotions. To be honest, I would like Davis to continue his collaboration with my Weather Promotions. In that case, it was easier for me to organize this fight than to negotiate with Al Haymon. Al Haymon is the man who keeps these big fights from happening. This is not a defense against Garcia, but a blow to Golden Boy and, as a result, to Ryan's career. This is a strange tactic, because the longer they wait, the more experience Garcia gains. Over time he will become stronger, will be formed as a man, and it will be more difficult to cope with him in the ring. If you think it's easy to beat Garcia now, then let's sign the contract and hold this fight in November, De La Hoya said. Abraham Nova, a 28-year-old fighter from Puerto Rico, believed that promoters should understand that after such a boring first fight, Devin Haney and George Kambosos Jr. are unlikely to attract much audience attention if they meet in the rematch. According to the boxer, Devin Haney needs to move forward and put his title of absolute world champion on the line in a duel against Vasily Lomachenko. We sparred with Devin Haney. He is a world-class fighter, very fast, very agile. We did a great job. With Kambosos, he had a very smart plan for the fight. He stuck to it, and I congratulate him. He did his job well. Did not allow the performance to be influenced by emotions or fans of the opponent. He stuck to the plan and won. There should be no rematch. He won't sell out. I don't think anyone will watch it. I think the promoters know this too. They won't earn anything in the event of a rematch. I think even though it is written in the contract, the second fight will not take place. Honestly, I would like to watch Devin Haney with Vasily Lomachenko. Stylistically, it's a great matchup. I would also like to see Haney with Gervonta Davis, but we won't see that because they are with competing promoters, say fighter. Undefeated American lightweight Ryan Garcia said he sees the absolute world champion in his division Devin Haney as the favorite in a potential duel with the holder of the regular WBA title, Gervonta Davis. Was Haney's fight against George Kambosos boring? Yes. Could Devin have shown glimpses of a killer instinct? Yes. In a fight against Davis, I would probably give a slight preference to Haney. But Tank can always knock out with one punch. He is able to knock out anyone with a single blow. He could even knock me out. I'm very excited about all these fights. Some fighters just don't have the killer instinct, and Haney doesn't have it either. When he gets in the ring with me, he is going to have to turn on the killer instinct, and he knows what I'm talking about. Devin is not like that. He just fights until he wins, Garcia said. Authoritative coach Andre Rozier is confident that now regular WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis will beat Ryan Garcia ahead of time if they share the ring. According to the expert, Garcia should work on his fighting style in order to use impressive anthropometry more effectively. This will be Gervonta's finest hour. I think he is going to send Ryan to bed. Garcia needs to use his natural attributes. He is a taller fighter with a long, sweeping anatomy. He should use this, continue to work with the jab. 1-2 hooks, 1-2 blows to the body. I would like to see him do it. He doesn't need to fight the way he fights. Garcia can settle down and become a more accurate sniper. I think his performances will reap the benefits of that, Andre Rozier said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.